From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening here on Evenings LA this Monday morning, direct from Santa Monica, with the big exciting details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. We'll be going over how much the Democrats want you to have in that fourth stimulus check of 2021, the monthly stimulus check, and the surprising breaking news that happened all throughout the day. Then we'll be turning to fifth stimulus that heats up this fall with a raise of your benefits a lifetime if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and yet a fifth stimulus check that would be landing next year. I'll have all incredible details on that as well. And then we turn to the big money that viewers continue to get, and it's your day to get it as well. It's Monday. It's Money Monday, so get that money. It's a big evening. It's a big night. I'm very excited for you and all the incredible details. Let's get to it. This big Monday evening, starting right here, right now, on Evenings LALATE. Start of your week. Thank you for joining me and making me part of your week experience. Boy, what a day it has been. The weather was beautiful here in Southern California. Sunny, not too sunny. Warmer, not too hot, but perfect weather. Hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat right now and tell me where you're tuning in from. And how's the weather? In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we go over the breaking news from Bernie Sanders talking out about your fourth stimulus and why broadcast media did exactly what I said they were going to do. I predicted this. I predicted Bernie. I predicted the crypto crash of Sunday. Boy, some things are a little predictable. We'll be cutting over to the monthly stimulus check, how much those Democrats want you to have. And then we'll be going over the voting time. The voting time, so you know what's going on, because the voting's on the way. Away we go. The voting has started for the reconciliation of your fourth stimulus package bill. Very exciting news. I have it all tonight. And then we also cut to fifth stimulus, which heats up this fall with a raise of the benefits lifetime and a new benchmark. Boy, let's get to it. But first, this is LALATE, the only 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoon. Stay with this video right after it's over. 7 seconds after it's over, it automatically takes you to Overnight's Crypto, our live hit show that covered the crash live as it was happening last night and broke all records of this channel. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you to be part of this family. Hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Be part of this family as I also expand soon into stock coverage. Also like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right to that monthly stimulus check. House bill, Senate proposal, slightly different, but both monthly. Let's compare and contrast how they pay out and how they are slightly different. So House bill, it's the following. Pandemic plus 1 year. Senate proposal, July to December. Let's go over the monthly payouts. House bill, $2,000 first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senate proposal, monthly amount unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Oh, wow. Now that's wonderful. If you're on the live chat just right now, vote House or Senate. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. But don't vote just yet, because look at this. Monthly payouts, potentially from those Senate Democrats, $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Don't vote just yet, because we have to look at this. Pandemic plus 1 year. Well, those legislators may say the pandemic's over, which would reduce the House bill from Jollapal to just 12 months of checks, which is 12 months, or 12 checks, because there's 12 months in a year, which would pay out $13,000 from the House. Now let's compare that to this from the Senate over 6 months. I think you have an opinion. Okay, now jump into the live chat. House or Senate, vote right now. House or Senate, I want to see you voting. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is where you're tuning in from. Boy, exciting. Who gets a fourth stimulus check? The Democrats want everyone who got a third stimulus check to get a fourth stimulus check. So single individual, 75,000 or less, you get a forced stimulus check from those Democrats. The Democrats would provide a forced stimulus check to married couple, double it. Democrats want to give a stimulus check, forced stimulus check to family four, quadruple it. And they also want to give a forced stimulus check to people on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. The forced stimulus check is a monthly check, but it's not income, so it's not taxable. Yes, the forced stimulus check is a monthly check, so it would not come in waves. So if you think that it's a waivable check, it will not wave back at you, and you'll think it's a rude check. Hey, check! And you'll see the check at the pasta bar. Hey, check, you like the fettuccine alfredo? I see that. Did you get some garlic toast with that? Doesn't respond back to me? Oh, choke on your garlic toast, rude check. It's not a rude check. It just likes garlic toast, and it doesn't wave. It's not waveable. It doesn't wave. It also has garlic toast in the hand, so it doesn't have time to wave at you. So there you go. The forced stimulus check will be coming from those Democrats in the month of July, for the month of July, with a side of pasta. And will be coming in the month of August, for the month of August. The forced stimulus check is seasoned with garlic and will be called for a final vote by July 4th. Those Democrats represent. And there you go. That is your first of 3 updates of your forced stimulus check of 2021 in this video. But coming up in the second part, we'll be going over Bernie. Bernie he said something exactly what I thought he was going to say. It's fine. It's all good for you. And certainly the broadcast media misquoted him and gave him a wrong title to his story, exactly like I said they're going to do them. Bless their soul. We'll be covering that in the second part of this video, and the excitement of calling the vote. In the third part of the forced stimulus check update, we will be going over the 9 steps of the voting process, currently getting ready. Very exciting details. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video. It's fifth stimulus. And fifth stimulus, boy, a lot of breaking news on this one today. The raising up of your benefits lifetime, the potential seeing of 10% on top of where your benefits are now, and also a 5th stimulus check for everyone. Wow, that's coming up in the second half of this video. But let's get some money. Let's get some money. It's Money Monday. And that's what I do. It's Money Monday. And I'm wearing my Money Monday purple shirt. So if you're new to this channel, that's what I do. I get viewers money. I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans last year to save their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes during the ravages of the pandemic. Then I got viewers $250,000 for rent and utilities, as we were wondering if second stimulus was going to pass late December of last year. And now, guess what? We're sort of waiting to see fourth stimulus pass. And so you need money. So let's go over all the incredible details. Get that pen and paper ready. And if it must be a Crayola crown, then at least match my shirt. So here we're going to go over the details. We're going to start with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, and homeowners SNAP. Homeowners utilities. It is wonderful. The rent alone is about $5,000 of rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. And I'm going to show you different places to get it, but if one says no, don't worry, reach out to the next. They all have different routing times across the board, and they also have different eligibility and their own pots of money. All right, here we go. The 6 places you're going to reach out to are City Hall, City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You don't say words that they don't know, like they don't know stimulus, so don't say stimulus. And San Francisco hairstyle, they don't know that either, so don't say those words. They'll probably just, hang up on you. So don't say those words. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this big money. I'm really excited for them. But boy, if you've gotten a penny or 100 pennies from this channel, jump in the live chat right now and say what you got, or in the comments, because it inspires me. It inspires other viewers, and it shows the power of getting this money. One viewer a week ago got $5,000. The week before, another viewer got $6,000 to $7,000. And it's from this next item, and it's a lot of money. What is it? It's SNAP. SNAP is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is about the same as a stimulus check, so reach out and get it. And how much does it pay? It pays a lot. A family of 4 in Hawaii can now get upwards of $15,000 a year. Wow, why so much money? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raised everyone's benefits up 15%, between now and December. So go get that delicious, wonderful SNAP. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and her mom. Gail got it. It's your turn to get as well. Boy, $16,000 for SNAP approximately. In Hawaii, $5,000 for rent. We're killing it. You're killing it. The fettuccine Alfredo, well, it wasn't killing it until the garlic toast was added. Now it's killing it. But we're getting a lot of money in this video, and we're just getting started. Next pot of money, $5,000. It's coming back from your states. Where and why? Let's go over the details. The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment assistance due to computer error. Not your computer, thank you. It works very fine. It's their darn computer. Well, the federal government has ordered the states to return that money back to you. Yes, one viewer got $5,000 from it. How do you get this money? It's coming automatically to the account you have on file with your states. How can you track the money? Well, reach out to the state and ask them to track your money that is owed back to you because they're bad computers, and to use a new computer when tracking the money. There you go. Which brings us to the last pot of money, and it's the wonderful news about that refund check that you paid for taxes on that 2020 unemployment. It's coming this month, but let's go over all the details. How much, where, when, and how to track it. Exciting. First, how much? It's a lot. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment assistance. Your total tax bill was $5,000, of which it was $4,000 taxes on your unemployment assistance. You're getting back $4,000. When? This month. Where? Direct deposit, otherwise it's in the mail, however you had it set up on that tax return. Can you track it? Yeah, about 70% of the time you can. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password. Go in there and do a transcript search. And surprisingly, the transcript search will reveal stuff you never knew. It'll reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, the recipe for that delicious fettuccine Alfredo that the Czech likes, and my favorite color. Yeah, they have that in there as well. And also it'll have your refund check coming back to you. And there you go. What's more wonderful news than that? The second of your third part of your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 starting right now. Well, it was Monday and it was Sunday, and everything I told you was going to happen happened. I said that crypto was going to crash, and I said it was going to crash on Sunday. I said that Bernie Sanders was going to say something like, I'm not really excited about, I've second thoughts about, I'm wondering about something in four symbols. And I also told you that the print media was going to take the quote and misquote it, and they did that. So Bernie Sanders said over on Sunday that he's not so sure about gas tax, and I have to see the rest of the bill, which I still have not seen. I have to see the bill, which I have not seen, which means he doesn't have an opinion about it at all yet. What was the title of the articles they ran? Bernie Sanders is going to block your bill. He never said that. It's just a little predictable, but not less predictable is calling the vote. The voting process has begun for the reconciliation bill, and the voting will continue all the way to July 4th. There's 9 steps involved, but the exciting details is that the recon has already been underway for a while. The final vote would be by July 4th. The voting's about to start, and the voting will end by July 4th with a passage. That's what Leader Schumer confirmed to us the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. But how did we get to that great news? From Jalapal. Jalapal had written Schumer a letter. But before writing Schumer a letter, just this Friday, Jalapal had another comment about the situation going into the voting. What did Jalapal write? A double negative. Meaning it's hard to read. Let me read the comment and then I'll explain it to you. Jalapal said that the White House has not in any way told me not to do what I'm doing. Yeah, double negative. Wow. And then Brian Schatz says the White House has repeatedly told him that the White House considers the progressive policies the White House's progressive policies, and also considers and also said that the White House has not asked progressives like him to back off from what they're doing. All right, let me explain the double negative. They're legislators, not English majors. All right, so what's going on? The president is the president. He's not a legislator, so he does not write bills. They write bills, the progressives in the Congress. Now, he may recommend things which he wants in there, which he has, and may also say certain things that he has a line in the sand for. And if you don't have them in there, he's going to veto them. V-E-T-O. Well, what are his 2 lines in the sand? 2 progressive policies. Number 1, climate. Number 2, the CARES economy, which refers to seniors and medicines. He's made very clear. I want those in there, and if they're not in there, I'm vetoing it. So why is he a happy camper? Because those two progressive policies are being put in there by the progressives, and they say, Mr. President, we have your back. And he says, thank you. Well, I got your back as well. So any progressive other policies you want to include in there, I got your back as well, Jalapal. And what other progressive policies do the progressives want to add? Monthly stimulus checks. Wow. So how did Jalapal get to this spot? She got to the spot by writing Schumer a letter before that announcement of Memorial Day weekend saying, Chuck, call the vote, which is what we're now doing. The letter was co-signed by 12 House Democrats who were among the 100 plus, yeah, you heard me right, 100 plus House Democrats who had written to the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks as the fourth stimulus package. Wow. Now that's good news. Can we top that? We can. When 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying, Mr. President, we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus when we write the legislation. Who are these people to say that? What do they do for a living? Who are they? Well, they're on the House subcommittee that's solely and exclusively responsible for writing stimulus checks. They wrote your first stimulus check. They wrote your second stimulus check. They wrote your third stimulus check. And they now say they're currently marking up the bill and writing 4 stimulus checks as well. Are they writing 5th stimulus checks? They are. And that's coming up later in this video. And that's wonderful news. But can we top that? We can, as the President of the United States surprised everyone by anchoring 4 stimulus to the finish line by going overseas and getting provisions of it taken care of. Instead, in an international agreement, so no longer are those provisions needed in a 4th stimulus package. Let me explain what's going on. 4th stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. But in raising the U.S. corporate tax rate, the president had told insiders that he was worried. If I raise the corporate tax rate, U.S. corporations may move overseas to another place to find a lower corporate tax rate. So he reached out to those other places for lower corporate tax rate. And guess what they said? Yeah, we'll agree to raise the minimum corporate tax rate. Wonderful. He loved it. So he reached out to his legislator and said, you know, this December, when we're getting that caramel popcorn to share with other people during the holidays, can we go over and meet those G7 country leaders, have them sign on the dotted line? And if they do, then we'll remove the provisions for 4th stimulus no longer needed in there. Well, he surprised us all, because not last Saturday, but the Saturday before that, Biden did it. He went overseas, and his first international trip got those G7 countries to agree to signing those provisions now, not after 4th stimulus, which anchors 4th stimulus to the finish line, making it easier to pass 4th stimulus, because now those provisions are in the 4th stimulus, are no longer needed in the 4th stimulus package. They're covered by international law. Incredible news. That is absolutely wonderful. In the third part of this video, we'll be going over calling the vote and what you should anticipate for this week, how the voting process really causes the concern of where they can make changes, how they can make changes. I'll be going over everything you need to know and be informed. And then we cut to 5th stimulus. Well, a lot of breaking news as 5th stimulus could see a potential 10% lifetime increase and another stimulus check. Wow, now that's wonderful. But even more wonderful, the volunteers. If you need help with Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, no. I just said that totally wrong. If you need help with rent, utilities, SNAP, I don't know where my brain went, SNAP, rent, utilities, or food, or internet, I think I said that as well, or mortgage assistance, reach out to the volunteers. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And how do you find them? Open the description of this video. Go down the description. You'll see an emoji of a house. Next to the emoji of a house is the community page with the link news.la.com/community. Reach out to the volunteers on that community page. It has a picture of some kitty cats at the top. They're not the volunteers. They're just kitty cats. Lower on the page of the volunteers. And they can help you with those items. They cannot make you a tostada. They cannot take out your dry cleaning. They can't fix your roof. They can't overhaul your transmission. But other than that, they can do the stuff I covered in this video. And here's a little bit more about the volunteers. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LA, direct from Santa Monica this Monday night. A lot of exciting details still unfolding about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. Stay with me as this extended evening's broadcast heats up right now. Boy, what a night it is, and there's a lot of breaking news still happening. But first, subscribe. At 400,000 subscribers, I want you to be part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm next back with you with Overnight's Crypto, which starts 7 seconds after this video is over. Just stay here, and it automatically starts. Then also like this video, 3,000 likes. Every like helps, and it also helps bring good weather. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Let's get right into that fifth stimulus starting right now. There's a lot of breaking news about fifth stimulus. First, it's important for you to know, and I'm sort of leaning on this a lot the last 2 days, stop talking about SS200. SS200 is dead. SS200 pales in comparison to the enormous amount of money that they want to give you for fifth stimulus. You want to get behind fifth stimulus with all your fingers and your tweets and your comments, and do not push for SS200 because it's effectively gone at this point. This is what they want. So, and it pays you fortunes of more money. All right, let's go over all the details. First, it's important to understand that fifth stimulus has, yes, another stimulus check, but this would be in January 2022, next year. Fifth stimulus would be called for a vote in November, December. The drafting you would see starting in September through October. That's what those House Democrats want you to have. Number two, real exciting news is the president has dedicated $1 billion to the Social Security Administration Fund to ensure that you get your checks faster going forward. This is third stimulus, this is fourth stimulus checks, fifth stimulus checks, and benefits checks. Then we have the surprising details about this SSI and SSDI reform, this raising of your benefits, including my veterans. Now, we all understand your new benchmark will be inflation, and we all understand the inflation rates going up. But what's really unfolding? Well, on Friday, the head of the Federal Reserve out of St. Louis said that inflation is a little bit red hot, and too red hot, higher than they anticipated. Oh boy, because he was not supposed to say that. His boss, Jay Powell, on Wednesday avoided the subject because he doesn't want to talk about inflation. But Jay Powell did say that the interest rate spikes would come in 2 years from now, to which the guy from St. Louis said, they're coming next year. Oh boy, how do you like your job? Now, Wall Street has been sort of digesting this, and every day sees inflation higher than almost the week before. They're currently thinking about 4% inflation right now, and that we're going up higher little by little. They think that, maybe we'll be getting to almost 10% inflation at what's called a transitory, fancy word for temporary, spike or height, and then we come back down. So, let's go over why this is so much money for you, starting right now. Under fifth stimulus, they would first raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they would remove the income, the asset cap. Then they would add the inflationary benchmark. They would remove the income exclusion and remove the marriage penalty, which is not that screen, but this one. Remove the income exclusion and remove the marriage penalty. Let me explain how this calculates out for you. It's wonderful news. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Who's you? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. You got that. And you understand that benchmark is applied in November, December for next year's benefits. You got that as well. And you also understand the inflation rate is going to be very high. And you also understand this is a new benchmark that you don't currently have. Well, here's what you got to hope for. And it looks like it may line up. That as the inflation rate goes up from 4% higher, and potentially reaches a 10%, that it reaches that 10% right when they're about to apply your benchmark in November, December. You want to hope your inflation is at its highest point then before it goes back down. Because if it does, and let's say the inflation rate is 10%, your benefits will raise up 10%. Not just next year, lifetime. This is huge, great news. This is insanely great news because your benefits would see its highest rise ever because of inflation seeing its highest rise in nearly several generations. There you go. Next, they're going to remove the asset cap that dates back to a 1980s law, says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away so you can have some stimulus checks in your hand with a taco. Then they're going to remove the income cap. Dating back to a 1960s law, says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away, so you'll be able to work if you want to work and still stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty. It's going to die. You'll be able to marry your longtime love interest, and love is going to win. You will no longer suffer marriage penalties at all, or fear the loss of benefits. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to marry and no longer fear the marriage penalty. And there you go. That's fifth stimulus. But it's important to know what's in third stimulus, fourth stimulus, and fifth stimulus. There's not a single video that doesn't go by in a single day where someone who is not a subscriber and not a member jumps into the live chat and asks a question or expresses a strong, incorrect opinion because they don't know which stimulus package is which. And they refer to fourth as third or third as fifth. Well, guess what? Third has thousands of dollars of money for you in there. And if you haven't gotten the money, then you want to consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Members are delivered from me daily a breakdown of all the monies that are in third stimulus that so many of you qualify for. All my viewers on SSI and SSDI qualify for most of them. Thousands, $5,000, $10,000, some cases $15,000. So consider becoming a member so you get delivered to you a breakdown of all that money daily. I send it to you via the community page on YouTube. Next, understand what's in fourth stimulus because there's a lot of money in fourth stimulus and it's important to know what's in there. And finally, fifth stimulus. One of the things you've learned from this channel very clearly is that stimulus packages have names, but there's often things in there that are not what the name is. Under second stimulus, there was money for foreign countries in a second stimulus package. They're not in the United States, but they got money. Under second stimulus, there was raises for government agencies, salary stuff. Not stimulus, but it was in there. In the third stimulus, when they went to, second stimulus, when they went to do recon, when went to do a continuing budget bill, they put stimulus in a budget bill. And finally, when we're talking about fifth stimulus and we're talking about the Families Act, there's a lot of money in there for single people. So consider becoming a member to learn all the monies you're entitled to. All right, let's go back to our final big third, kick it out of the ballpark section of the fourth stimulus package and the fourth stimulus check. All right, let's go over personal message. Then we'll be going over the voting time. Then the narrative, and finally, Purple Power Push. All right, first, personal message. You've been doing a great job of following this. Bernie Sanders, in that comment this morning and yesterday, said that I'm not very excited about taxes on gasoline, but I haven't seen the bill. I love that. I think I should have that as a poster behind me. What does he say? I don't have the bill. That's sort of like an emoji we have on this channel. Not bill yet, not law yet. And it embodies what's important for you to know as we go into these final days. The bill does not yet exist. All that exists are drafts of the bill. If you hear me say bill, I'm referring to drafts of the bill. We don't have a final draft or a final bill. In fact, they're marking up the bill, meaning marking up the draft. That is with a pen in their hand and a copy of the draft in the other hand. The pen has ink on one side and an eraser on the other side. So at any time, they may see something in there and may be erasing something out or turning the pen around and writing something in. And so at no time should we presume or not presume until it's out the door. They say what they want to put in there, but they can always change their mind. and they can change their mind for the better as well. So let's go over the 9 voting steps so you understand where they could potentially make changes, and also understand, for the first time on Evenings LA, additional things you need to know about these voting steps as we get underway. Steps 5, 7, and 8 are the most important one. All right, step 1. The House subcommittee calls a procedural vote. Step 2, the House floor votes on the procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. Step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. The tow truck is passed over the finish line. Time to go get the tow hitch. Step 5, critical step. The House subcommittee, the one you heard earlier in this video, calls the vote on the bill they've been marking up. They've been marking it up. They represent they're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in there. Is it in there? Is it not in there? We will see. It may not be in there. It may be in there. And then they call for a vote in the House subcommittee. Then it goes to the House floor. Step 7 and 8, critical Senate 2-step process called the vote-a-rama in the Senate, 2 days. This is where Bernie actually gets the bill. Imagine this entire process for weeks and weeks and weeks. They don't get the bill until that final 2 days. And at that point, they can amend the bill. 3 possibilities. 1, the House has no stimulus checks in there. The senators amend and add it in there. Possibility number 2, the House bill has stimulus checks in there, and the senators love it. They leave it alone. Possibility 3, it has stimulus checks in the House bill, but the senators still want to amend. And finally, step 9, the president signs into law. Which brings us then to fake narratives. The fake narrative of Bernie Sanders was very predictable, and it happened exactly as I told you it was going to happen. Bernie Sanders, under second stimulus and under third stimulus, did much the same thing, and both times print media did the same treatment of him as well. Earlier this year, he said under third stimulus, I'm not really excited unless there's a minimum wage provision in there. So what did they run as the story in January 2021? That Bernie Sanders will block your third stimulus check unless he gets a minimum wage. No, he wasn't. He never said that, and he never did that. So I certainly predicted them to do that to him again. Book him on TV, which they did. Have him say, if you're excited about something, I'm not really excited about something. And then have a run a story that says, Bernie Sanders is going to block your vote. He didn't say that. They do that story all the time. So that's sometimes the reason why Bernie Sanders looks peeved on broadcast media, because they take his quotes out of context to make a story they want to run that's absolutely untrue. Now, on the other hand, another person at fault is not the print media, but actually the president. The president it's his fault for not shutting the door. What is the president's issue? The president's issue is he wants to continually look like he's bipartisan and will not take ownership of the fact that a recon is underway, a recon will end, and a recon is not bipartisan. It's one party. And he doesn't like that, but he needs to just own it and just live with it. So what is he doing? He's allowing other chatter to occur that is distractive, that has nothing to do with the passage by recon. But that broadcast media will run the quotes because he has not shut them down. He's, in fact, allowed them to occur. Here's what's going on. In Geneva, Switzerland, when he was overseas, he said, I'm just tired of this bipartisanship. I'm done with it. I just call the vote. We're calling the vote starting this week. Well, they got him on another airport tarmac and asked him, what do you think about, this person's idea of that? He says, I'm always open for ideas. I like to hear from anyone. I always like to hear anything. And if you have an idea, I'm always willing to listen. The correct response would have been, no, we're doing recon. Thank you. I'm getting back on the plane. So he would not have the gusto to admit that's what he's doing when he's doing it. He does admit we're doing recon, but he won't admit that he doesn't need to keep on talking to the other side anymore. The recon is underway. So what problem does that cause? It doesn't cause a problem for passing recon. It does not cause a problem for passing your bill. What it causes a problem with is the entire news coverage of the story. What happens? Then people who have nothing to do with the forced stimulus ever passing or not passing come into print media and run their mouth. And suddenly people run the story and say, well, this guy says it's because the president wouldn't stop it. And it's starting with Ron Portman. Ron Portman certainly had an opinion. And had the president said, I don't want to hear from Ron Portman anymore. He's not part of me passing for stimulus. I thank you for your time, but I'm moving on and we're doing it by recon. Had he said that, we would not have a quote from Ron Portman every single day. But I expect we're going to go all the way to next week with more quotes from Ron Portman. And who's Ron Portman? The guy when you had no home, you had lost your businesses, you had lost your income, and lost your life savings. The pandemic was ravaging America in July 2021. He said, you're lazy, get back to work. I'm cutting off your FPUC, and you don't need a stimulus check. Not a good indicator of who should be talking about for stimulus. So this is the president's fault. He should really be just calling it quits. And I don't believe Portman will be alone. I believe you'll continue to hear this. You'll have other people, even Democrats who are up for political advancement, who will start saying, I have a different idea than the president has. And my idea is to do this and this, because the president doesn't shut it down. He just lets it continually go on, like a Pavlov's mice circle, and doesn't say, stop it. Stop the circle of repetitiveness. We have already started recon, and we're going to a vote. It's as though you're going to the final vote and you're about to sign it into law, and there's still Portman outside the door, but says, but I got another comment. Oh, I appreciate your comment, Mr. Portman. I'm signing into law. Do you have another comment? Sure, same. Like, when is it going to stop? Can we talk about something else like fettuccine Alfredo, Portman? So there you go. Finally, Purple Power Push. You've been doing a great job with the Purple Power Push. You need to remember, you need to push all the way down to the final finish line. One of the things I didn't say early in this video is that those 9 steps of voting can be compressed with the exception of the Votorama. The Votorama does need 2 days, but other steps can be combined in one step. Also, one of the things I want to explain for the first time on Amy's LALATE is that generally the way Chuck Schumer does it is that when he receives the House stuff into the Senate, he does not send it back into some Senate subcommittees. He just has those Senate subcommittees work with the House subcommittees over the last few weeks so that when the voting starts, he doesn't have to send things back into subcommittees. You saw that under third stimulus where the GOP said, but Chuck, you got to send it to the subcommittees and leave in the subcommittees for 10, 20 weeks. Yeah, so we run out of time. No, he's not going to do that. He's not stupid. He's just not going to do that. Final Purple Power Push. Tag your Democratic senators, Democratic House members, but also please tag the progressives. Also tag the progressive caucus accounts like House Progressive Caucus, chair, vice chair, the actual count, and share and retweet your fellow Purple Powers tweets. So find them on social media by searching for the hashtag MSE, hashtag Purple Power. Find and connect with your fellow Purple Power followers. Also follow them. And when you follow them, you'll see their tweets and you'll be able to retweet it very easy. And finally, if you don't use social media the old-fashioned way, the telephone, pick up the phone, call your elected officials. If there was ever a time for you to express your desires, it's now to express them. I've seen your comments in the channel, and you say, I need it because. Repeat that same comment, just not to me also, but to your elected officials. They need to hear it from you more than me because I'm not voting on the bill. They are. And finally, if there's any more reason why you need the stimulus, 2 reasons. 1, Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell on Wednesday last week said, the economy's not rebounded. I'm continuing to support the economy all throughout the end of this year. There you go. And then on Thursday, the new jobless number was released. And what did the jobless numbers show? It showed that since the pandemic started, there are new people just last week who went on unemployment for the first time. They lost their jobs and the number went up. Yeah. So we're not out of this. We need that stimulus. Meantime, stay with this video, and in 7 seconds after this video is over, literally, you'll be taken to Overnight's Crypto. A lot of breaking stuff over on Saturday. I told you the market was going to crash on Sunday. It did. I told you that the market uncertainty was certainly there. It is. I told you that there's a lot of twists and turns in store, so I don't want you to miss that video. It's coming up on Overnight's Crypto. Stay with me. It's coming up right after this video. But for now, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family as you grow and become more sophisticated and more knowledgeable of how to get your feet financially stable throughout this pandemic. We now expand into stock coverage as well. Like this video, 3,000 likes, consider becoming a member as well and get delivered a breakdown of everything in third and fourth stimulus you're entitled to. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful evening, and stay with me as Overnight's Crypto starts right now.